Steve in Algonquin, you're on the score.
Somebody did.
Hey, Terry, Dan, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
I heard you guys talking about Hall of Fame classes coming up, and you mentioned Maddux and Glavine specifically. And, my question about, Maddux specifically, I don't deny that he's a Hall of Famer. I was wondering if you guys feel that if he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, though.
Greg Maddux?
Oh, my God.
Are you serious?
I am, because look at the
Are you crazy?
He got the bulk of his career wins in an era where umpires were calling a huge
It was the
strike zone.
steroid era.
Oh, okay.
Are you crazy? Greg freaking Maddux, a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Well, look at it, though. He never overpowered anybody. And would he have been the
Are
same
you
pitcher?
crazy?
He won
What is wrong with you?
He won 355 games.
Seriously?
With
Are
a
you some kind of
3.16
mental
lifetime
defect?
ERA.
Umpires were calling a huge strike zone in that era, though. Huge.
What?
So
They weren't? You don't think
his
that?
entire career.
Are you out of your damn fool
let me ask you,
mind?
Steve, his entire
not.
career.
Yes, you are.
No. Okay,
Yes. You're crazy.
Am I
You're
right about
bat
that, though?
spit crazy. It was the steroid era. He did it from 1986 to 2008. It was the height of the steroid era. He pitched 5,000 innings.
Okay, Dan. No, man.
No, I will not settle down. When somebody calls and asks that stupid a question, I'm going to get this mad.
Okay, but is that true, though? Were umpires calling a huge strike zone during that era?
No.
Oh, his Atlanta years? Oh. Please. He was creating a huge strike zone.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Now we're going to break down the strike zone.
This is... No.
I definitely agree.
See, I'll tell you what. If someone was more of a beneficiary, if you were going to insist on the wide strike zone notion, it would be Tom Glavine, not Greg Maddux.
Also a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely Hall of Famer. I'm not debating that with you guys.
Also first ballot Hall of Famer.
All right. Well, I love you guys. I didn't want to.
We love you too. He just wants to scream at you. He likes screaming. Screaming is healthy.
All right.
I'm told by my doctor.
Of the 10 most statistically similar players.
This is going to be bad for his argument.
Okay. 9 of them are Hall of Famers, and 1 of them would have been a Hall of Famer. Okay. These are your most similar statistically to Greg Maddux. Don Sutton, Tim Keefe, Warren Spahn, Fergie Jenkins, Tom Seaver, Roger Clemens, Kid Nichols, Pete Alexander, Gaylord Perry, and Bert Blyleven. Those are all Hall of Famers, with the exception of Clemens.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how to respond to that. This is one of the most obvious first ballot Hall of Fame pitchers ever.
Actually,
what is going on?
I don't know.
What the hell?
Don't like it.
It is February.
Still, just
but
I know there's not a lot going on, but shouldn't make people stupid.
Yeah, does your mind go away in February? Somebody that comes back in March, or what? What are you doing?
Isn't that the best or second best right-hander the last 25, 30 years?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Neurotic
lawyer says, I really, really, really want to see a cage match to the death between the is Maddux really a first ballot guy and the don't like it guy.
Wow. Because of a wider strike zone.
Don't like it.
I know you don't. But I mean, you are facing guys who are juiced to the gills all over the place, everywhere you go, and you start a game. I don't care whose lineup you're talking about. I promise you, there are probably 3 or 4 of them or more cheating.
I mean,
He did that. God.
He did that from 86 to 2008.
Right, the meat of it, the meat era.
Yep.
I'm going to club the crap out of this ball era because I can hit it 570 feet era.
If he walked into the room right now, you would not, you wouldn't look twice to say, oh, that's a Major League Baseball player. He looks like an accountant in the cubicle next to you. And happened to throw real hard for a time in his career.
A time he was like 91, 92 when he was with the Cubs. He wasn't ever overpowering, but nobody understood. And I always admired it. Nobody understood. Maybe they were just as good. Glavine was pretty good at it too, but nobody ever understood the art of pitching any better than he did.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. in the history of the game. I'm not just talking about this awful era that maybe it'll make him a Hall of Famer, maybe it shouldn't because the strike zone was too wide. I'm talking about in the history of the game. There are a few guys in the history that I could even say, yeah, you know what, they really, really got it. They really, really knew how to pitch. I'm not saying most of them do, but that guy, are you kidding me? What he could do? And against who he played, I mean, that's why when you look at that era with him and Glavine and Pedro, you go, oh my God, you can't possibly do that. You can't be putting up those kind of numbers. Look, even going back to a great decade for pitchers, the 60s, when you had Koufax and Drysdale and Marichal and Gibson and guys that just they were going to shove it up your ass every so often, every time they got a chance. That was a whole different game because the mound was higher. There weren't guys that were juiced to the gills hitting 50, 55 home runs. None of this was happening then. The dominant force was them. They were the dominant force.
My head hurts. Bill in Milwaukee, you're on the score.
Hey, what's up, guys? Love your show. I'm just wondering if after the Bulls' dominating performance last night, you guys still think we need to give up the farm to get Dwight Howard?
Why would we change our minds?
What does last night have to do with anything?
What does last night have to do with it? What did that game do for you?
Boston's a great defensive team.
You're not playing Boston in the playoffs. You have to get. Are you seriously? Are you calling in just to? Is this a bit? Are you calling in just to be an idiot? Seriously?
No, I think you guys are
nobody.
wrong.
And second of all, nobody said give up the farm to get anybody.
That's what you'd have to give up.
You don't.
Gibson, you'd have to give up Noah.
Fine.
Maybe someone else.
How good do you think Noah is? Are you serious? You're doubling down on dumb. To say you don't want Dwight Howard. You wouldn't give up Gibson and Noah for Dwight Howard?
No, I probably.
You are just see, Bill. Stop calling this show. Stop calling.
I can't do that.
Stop.
You guys are wrong.
Stop calling. Stop calling the show. Call Milwaukee Radio, where the hosts are just as dumb as the callers.
If you guys made relevant points, I wouldn't have to call.
Here's a relevant point. You trade Gibson and Noah for Dwight Howard. There's your relevant point. Go away. Lose the number.
That's what we used to say in the old days.
Told you that last time.
That's what he called. He's just checking in after that game last night.
Now what do you think? You see that? Unreal.
Let me tell you something. Man, it's been a rough little phone. Was there a Bears game yesterday? Something happened here?
I think we had
what is going on?
We told everyone this was Doug and OB on the air right now.
I think we had these secret
is there something controversial by thinking Greg Maddux is great and that Dwight Howard is far and away the best big man in the game? Are we being completely controversial and idiotic? Are we out there somewhere?
All right.
What are we doing?
You know what I'm going to do right now?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to go down that hallway.
Down the hallway.
And I'm going to microwave my head. And we'll see if things get better.
Before Andy takes it away from you.
You have WSCR, the score.